All right, good morning. Um, Chief Crable wanted me to give admin rights to the battalions, and I did so on Fire Rescue One Academy. So I wanted to do a quick video on some highlights of um, Fire Rescue One Academy and what you can do when it comes to the admin side of assigning roles and such. So or classes. So first you can do you can go to ESO or you can go to another link to get to the Fire Rescue Academy. If you want to do a single sign-on, you can go to Academy here. So you just click that, and log in. And what you should see is obviously your name in the top right, and then this should be a new tab right here that's under admin. So you just move your cursor under it, and then all these fields will populate. Um, if you do have members that have issues with logging in, you can go to members. There are certain groups that we do have. Those are the groups right now. We can add to that. We can take off whatever you so choose. Roles, we don't really necessarily have a lot of roles. We just have the 75 users. And then the next tab is pretty important is the assignments and learning plans. So this would be where you would go if you assign a class from Fire Rescue One, or maybe you did a custom course, you would go to assignment and learning plans. That way you could look at, how the trainings are going and such. So I haven't done any learning plans as of yet, but you can create learning plans if you so choose for any particular training, especially if it's a customized course. So a lot of the learning plans are already made for courses that Fire Rescue One Academy already have on the platform. So one is if you want to create an assignment, and this just means that you have a video that you found on Fire Rescue One Academy that you want to use. You can go to create assignment. If you want to manage existing assignments, you can go here and you can see these are the classes that have been assigned for the user thus far this year. And as you can see, some of them are past due. You can see, who has completed them afterwards, who has totally completed them, or who's past due on completions. And the user does get an email when these are created, and also a couple days before they expire and when they expire. So you can see those, a little bit closer. And obviously you can go in here and, look a little bit closer on who did what, and edit and export the information. You can notify the incomplete members to say, hey, here's a reminder, don't forget to do your training, stuff like that. And obviously this is a course that I created as a custom course. So, and then obviously under, you can, under your organization, you can see where you can go to member progress and look at specifically each and every individual member and how their training has been going if they've completed that. So when you do create assignment, this is where you will want to go to look at progress, and then maybe you need to extend the date for that assignment, for example. So you can click on the assignment, you can edit it, and then you can extend the end date for a certain assignment. So let's say, hey, somebody forgot or we're on shift or whatever the case may be, you can document it in here and you can extend that time if you so choose. Next is you can view member progress, same kind of the page that you saw before. Is this kind of a separate little thing that you can do. But I'll jump back here to create assignment. So you want to create an assignment. Let's say it's you have a learning plan, you can select that, or you can just go to quick assignment. You can click that, put the name of the assignment, and then literally you can search for whatever type of training you want to do. If it's a custom course that you put together, like a YouTube video, for example, you'd have to put that under custom course to kind of build the course first for it to show up under here. So for example, I utilized the ESO training. So mine is in here under a standard course. So you would have to search for that title, but you have to create the course first in order for it to show up under this list here. So after you put the name and all, then you just go down these tabs, or you can go down to select dates. So the training schedule, after you've determined, I'm just gonna put something really close, quick in here. And then you select your dates. So when it starts, when's it due by? You can actually say, we'll accept completions before the start date if somebody really, wants to get into it, or you can accept late completions until a certain date also. So it will still mark it as past due, as you saw with previous members, as we looked at member progress, but you can end that also by saying, this is the for sure end date that you need to have it done. Either you get it done or you don't get it done. So there's that, which you can do. So I'll just quickly select some dates here. And then go to select notifications, and pretty much what it comes down to is, select an automatic email notification for them. So the users, this is all through the township email, so they need to be able to access this. We've talked about this, many, many times with the members, that for ESO and for Fire Rescue and Academy, they have to have access to their department email. Now, when it comes to doing this training, they don't necessarily have to be here. Any iPhone, iPad, laptop, etc., anything that has website, Wi-Fi capabilities, that they can do this stuff. Not that I would request that, but that's just kind of how it is. So the notifications they will get is, hey, you have a new learning assignment available, and then they'll also say, it'll also tell them if you have a learning assignment past due, and then you can say, okay, I want to notify them that they have this assignment due in 1 day, or they have 3 days. And then this system's really good with assigning, giving you recommendations, or you need to do this, you need to do that. So it kind of just depends on the classes. The system is very easy to use when it comes to assigning assignments. And then last but not least is selecting members. So you can select everybody by just hitting that tab. You can specifically search for members individually. You can filter people if you so choose. You can do a whole slew of things when it comes to people. And obviously, if you want to do specific officer OIC training, you can assign that to a specific group that all the officers and OICs have this designation. Chief officers all the way down to captains and OICs have this designation. Everybody else has, EMS, firefighters, hazmat, etc. And then once you make that assignment, it will come up on this list. Obviously, I didn't save it or anything, but it would come up on this list here, and you can delete it, you can edit it, and then you can also look at it. You want to look through who did what or stuff like that. We've already kind of covered. So it's pretty self-explanatory when it comes to that. So if you're just looking to trade assignments from the information that's already on Fire Rescue and Academy, you can come to this assignments and learning plans and just utilize it that way. Or if you customize a course, which I'll show you here in a little bit, you can do that also. Next is manage course credit. So just as a reminder, when it comes to a course credit, is that if there's 10 of us at Station 1, for example, I'm the captain here today, and we all watch a video on Fire Rescue 1, I can give credit to everybody all at once that we all watch this. So everybody doesn't have to go in individually to watch that training. So that's what course credit is, or managing that. So everybody can kind of do that now. But if you need to bulk reset a group, let's say they put it in correctly, you can reset that. You can look through completions. And then, as you can see here, JJ also did some additional training for his, EMS and such. So anybody, the trainings do not have to be assigned. Anybody at any time, no matter where they're at, as long as they have access to the internet, they can go in and do CE whenever they feel like it. So it's not limited to what we assign. They can do as much or as little training as they so choose. And then I can also go in here and look at who had recorded course credit. So essentially, pretty much when it comes to if I need to reset something for a course specifically, I would come in here for that. 9 times out of 10, you don't necessarily have to do that. I haven't ran into that quite yet because people are usually there's 3 on outside station and they all get credit at once for watching the video or doing the training, et cetera, et cetera. Next is reports. This is just, if you want to look at a specific report, if you want to look at analytics when it comes to the fire department and how the completions for assignments are going. So this is kind of dives in even deeper. Credentials, curriculum glide, these are pretty much straightforward. Customize goes to how the page kind of looks. So if we go to the home page, that's what customize does. So I put this logo on here, how the kind of page, what it says on the front page here. So customize, you shouldn't really have to do anything with. Now, custom course tool, I wish it was over here, but it's over here in the middle. Custom course tool is where your custom courses will come up. So let's say you want to, for example, we had this CCF training that not everybody got to see. So I went online and talked to Adam Gladys and said, hey, what videos did you use when you did that training? And I found the videos on here and I just added them on there. So you can customize a course. So what I would recommend if you're going to be utilizing like a YouTube video that isn't already uploaded or it's not a Fire Rescue 1 Academy product already or a class, this is where you would start a class for like an example of a video from YouTube. So you would go to create course or SOP, SOG. We don't have access to that right now unless we decide to buy it through Lexipol, but you would put your course name, what type of course it is, and most of them are standard or single courses. And as you can see, that another note, to get started faster, the course type, you can put standard course, and that's kind of the putting it from scratch. If you want to put a thumbnail to it, so as you can see back here, these are the thumbnails. So I added like Cleveland Clinic's thumbnail on this class here, so people can see it and look at it faster, or if they're trying to get to the training or search for it. You can put a course description here. If you have a lesson plan that's attached here, you can attach it here. If you want to feature this for our organization only, you can do that. I don't necessarily do that because anybody on Fire Rescue Academy, there's an option going through this custom course tool that you can allow only our department to see this video. You can allow anybody in Ohio, or you can allow anybody in anywhere, whoever uses Fire Rescue Academy to watch our videos if you so choose. So that this all depends. The duration, so you can put minutes or hours, and this is what records the CE hours. So if it was 30 minutes, they'll get 0.5 hours of CE, same thing. So you can enter that duration here. If you have a custom minimum required time inside the course, so if you want to require that they have to be in this class for at least 15 minutes out of 30 minutes or 30 minutes out of 30 minutes, whatever the case is, you can put that on here. If you want to enforce minimum time requirements, you have to collect this. And then there's topics that can be selected, and these are all the topics that were preloaded, and these all go by what they utilize through Fire Rescue Academy already. So you would just find one that would suffice for that. Now, one thing that we may want to look into is for ISO ratings, that they have pre-designated topics for that already. So if it's something that would suffice our ISO rating, we can find that in here also. And then also some of the pre-made courses for Fire Rescue Academy already has that stuff built into it. So if you're looking to push officer and OIC training out to everybody, you can go to a specific course, look up the information about it, and find that, oh yeah, this suffices ISO so-and-so, or whatever it may be, officer training or company training, training using facilities, stuff like that. So we can actually track that information on Fire Rescue Academy moving forward. Surveys, you can add surveys if you so choose, that you want to know, you want to get some feedback from the men and women doing the stuff. So you can do that also. And then next is certificate settings. So how they will receive a certificate. So you can use Academy default settings. So that's what I've used. But the difference here is certificates are generated for all courses except single video courses. So if you have a YouTube video that you do a custom course like we're doing right now, what you need to make sure you do is come down here and hit generate a certificate every time a student completes this course. That way they have something to go back to say, yeah, I completed this course in case there's any question or they need it for auditing purposes for the state, etc. And then if there may be a training here also that you don't want to generate a certificate. So usually I use this, but it all depends if it's a single video course or not. And that is determined by this up here. As you can see, single video courses is an option. So the main thing I always make sure, if it's a standard course, single video, etc., I always try and go down here and hit generate a certificate every single time the student completes it. Visibility. So do I want to make it public to everybody on Fire Rescue 1 Academy? Do I want to restrict it to everybody in Ohio that's on Fire Rescue 1? Do I just want to do it for Jackson Township Fire Department and any other sharing network? Or do I want to keep it private just to the only active members of Jackson Township Fire Department? So that would be shown under here. And then if there's learning plans, you can add that information also. You would just have to select it, go through, the specific ISO rating specifically for that. And then you can actually add course-wide related resources. So if there's a link or something that you would like to add in there, a resource, or hey, here's something to look at during the training or after the training or whatever, you can add that information right here. Title is just adding it in, and then you can add a link in here also, and you can add as many as you want. So in order to show you this a little bit better, what I'm going to do is go back and just click on one of the classes here. And just kind of show you the once it's all completed and done, it's gonna show this platform here. If you want to edit anything, you won't go back to assignments and learning plans, because that's only when you're assigning the class. That's only when you want to change the dates or who it's going to, stuff like that. If you want to change any content in the course, you have to come back to this custom courses tool. And that's where all these are made. I didn't make these last two, but these top four I've made over some time. So I can, review the completed course from here, just like anybody else would, record course credit. And that's just saying that I want to go in here and I want to mark the 4 of us today completed this training, no different than what they're going to be doing at every station when it's there. More actions is if I want to look at the lesson plan, if I want to hide this training, I can do that, or I can mark it as featured, or I can copy the course and just kind of change things as I want. Also, if you want to add an assignment to it, you can also do that. An assignment is a little bit different when it comes to adding content and such. So usually I kind of stay away from that because all the content's inside the system.
Medic 5, medical 5926.
All right. Next, what you could do is, so let's say you created this course, you want to edit it. So you can edit it and come in here, and these are the different modules. So the course content, there's an introduction page. This is the introduction page. So you can leave introduction, you can change what it says. You can hit this is required. You can put a document in here, like a PowerPoint presentation, for example. You can add information, like you want to explain what the course is, because this is kind of the introduction page or the overview page, for lack of better terms. If you want to add a YouTube video, you would add this down here. So simply what you kind of have to do is go to the youtube.com, hit the share button under the video, and it'll come up with a URL, which kind of looks like a website or a web page. And then you would just copy and paste it here. So once you copy and paste it, it's actually going to load the video underneath here. And if it's a big video, it may take a little bit. It'll give you a circle and such, but usually that's pretty quick. And then if you want to add any other videos or content, you can do that down here. If you want to add a quiz or a test, you can also do that too. So toggle, want to shuffle, questions and answers, minimum percentage, number of questions. And simply what you can do is just say, this could be a yes and no. Did you complete the training? Or if you want to really ask questions about the training, you can do that too. So one of the trainings we did before, it was a Fire Rescue 1 Academy class that we already did or was already put together. So it already had questions built in, but you can add as many questions as you so choose and what percentages they need, a minimum percentage to pass that test. And then if you want to add a picture that goes along with it, you can do that also. The question goes here, how many points it's worth. And then if it's a choice, multiple choice, or it's a text, and then you may be able to add, or you would be allowed to add multiple answers if you so choose. All right, next is, so let's say this stuff isn't here, for example, and you want to do a new block. A new block simply is just hitting new block. You would put a name in here, for example, and then all that is just a kind of a title, for example. Or if you want to do a new module, a module is just what these are over here. So I had a module, it was specific to a video. There may be, questions that you want to put on there, specific videos, audio, etc. That's what a new module is. So we won't necessarily find a block. So a new block would let's say, okay, I have an introduction, and then a block would say it would be part 1 or part 2 or part 3, depending on the training you want to customize. The module was where kind of the meat and bones of the thing is. So what is the module name? Is this required to complete the course, which hopefully it is. The document, any information that you want to add down here, and then your video, other videos, and then if you want to add a quiz. You do not have to hit add video in order to put a YouTube URL in here, just so you know. You add video would be something like you're adding it from the computer itself to this system. I find it easiest to upload, if you have the capabilities, or Chief Crable or myself have the capabilities to upload the videos into YouTube. That way it's there for members who subscribe for it. And then also I can just copy and paste it and put it in here. I found that the easiest way. It's usually faster. I try to upload videos from the computer themselves, and it's very clunky and it takes up a lot of space. So that's pretty much that's as good as it gets when it comes to the custom course tools, which it's very nice. It's straightforward. You can delete modules. If you want to exit the edit mode, you can hit that, or you can go into course settings and there's your thumbnail like you did before, the overview, and then all the information that you did on that main first page when you were creating a custom course. And then you can go back to module settings and go specifically each individual module, depending on what the course needs. And then obviously, if you need to delete a module, you can do that over here, okay? And then don't forget is always remember to hit the save button over here, okay? So pretty self-explanatory when it comes to making a customized course. And so far, what I've kind of used this for is if I have like I'm recording this video, for example, I'm gonna upload it to YouTube, I'm gonna attach a URL down here, and I'm gonna make a custom course for this specific training, and then I'll assign it to the battalions and officers or chief officers, whoever's going to be doing administrative stuff. So that's how this is going to kind of come about. That's what I use this for, unless that information is already, made under the Fire Rescue One Academy, which most of the time it's not, especially for something like this. And just so you know, if you want to search and you want to learn more about the administrative stuff, you can actually go to Fire Rescue One or FR1A, and there's actually some videos here that you can watch. So if you don't want to listen to me drone on for however long this video is going to go, you can put in FR1A or Fire Rescue One Academy, or you can search for these specific topics or tags, and then you can take 10 minutes to know how to learn creating an assignment or creating custom courses or creating a new report. So all these things are in here, predetermined, pre-made, just for you to go through. This was the basic user overview when we first started it that I assigned to everybody. So people would kind of have an idea of how to utilize the system. So if you want more training on top of this kind of class or something didn't necessarily make sense, from what I'm telling you, you can come to this and search under the topics page and watch these videos also. So that's the custom courses tool. Pretty cool. It's very nice. We don't have access to the SOG SOP. That's a separate, from my understanding, that's a separate portion of Lexipol that we currently don't have access to. And then, of course, this kind of is the landing page. You can also go to courses assigned to me, but obviously I don't have any assigned to me right now. And that's not necessarily an assignment as in I created the assignment. It's more of that I need to take the class. It's not like ESO that I clicked on quality management, for example, and now it's assigned to me. It's not like that. This is only for courses that were assigned to me to be completed. Next, under the admin tab, you can actually make surveys. So if you want to ask a survey about a specific topic or topics, you can actually put that stuff in here with questions and answers, et cetera, et cetera. So I haven't used that as of yet, but it seems like a cool idea if you want to get some feedback from your shift or from the department or from specific officers or the old officers on that specific shift, et cetera, you can do that. So this is one avenue to do that, and it's a lot less clunky. And there's a lot more options to use this than what ESO has. If you do lock a course, and that would look like, let me go back to, so let's say I went into this class right here and I hid the course, then it would show as locked. So I would need to make sure I unlock it, of course. So that's what that kind of unlocking course is. And then code manager, when it comes specifically to classifiers for ISO, et cetera.
Copy.
But I'll send some classes to you. We'll move forward with this, and I actually got to go on a call, but we'll catch you later. Thank you.